I did.
It works.
It does work.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
We're podcasting now.
Yeah. Um,
So what are we talking about?
Today's truth is I want to talk about what it's like to be a parent now
Mm,
and how that's been a huge transition for us these last few months, almost a year now.
11 and a half months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, it makes me a little sad.
Why?
Well, it's just, the whole year has just gone right by and she's no longer this itty bitty little baby.
Yeah.
She's not just a scrunch.
She's crawling in drawers,
Saying words.
eating mangoes.
Yeah. I know for me, it was like, I was aware that I wanted to be a mom.
Mm-hmm.
And I looked forward to the days to become a mom and to have my own babies. I'm currently baby. Um, and I like had a conceptualization of what being a mom meant, what it could look like, and I understand that and understood that it was a huge role in that everything that you do as a person will impact that child
Yeah.
in so many different ways. Um, so we before even before even before our relationship even began, but I knew that we were going to be together. Like there were months where I was like, oh yeah, I know at some point in the future, now closer than I ever thought, and this is back when I was like 20,
Mm-hmm.
I will become a mom. So let me start becoming the version of myself that I want to be, or the idea that I thought I wanted to be,
Mm-hmm.
to become a mom,
Mm.
to become a mother. Um, so it's been a huge journey, huge transition.
Yeah.
Um, and I really noticed, like, yeah, the little things matter a lot, whether it be your words, or your action, or your tone.
Yeah, your tone.
Like, it has an effect,
Yeah.
and you can see it.
Yeah. And like just today, when we're brushing our teeth,
Yeah,
and she wants to go for the trash can or the toilet,
yeah.
and I didn't even say anything. I just put my foot in the way, and she's like, "Oh,"
No,
and
go,
goes away.
go, go. Oh, I love that. I love that she brushes her teeth with us.
Yeah, yeah. Well, for a couple seconds, and then throws her toothbrush on the floor.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like, that's kind of my understanding of raising a kid is like, and being a kid is everything that your parents impart to you creates the person that you are.
Mm-hmm.
And it, like, everything is learned behavior.
Yeah. Demonstrating it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you picked it up from someone.
Yeah, you learned it
Yeah,
somewhere.
yeah.
And it really is like, even just with a, 11-month-old. I know we've both had moments where, like, yeah, that's my daughter. She drinks water like me. And I'm like, imagine what it will be like when we have multiple, or they're teenagers or like toddlers, and go
Mhm,
through all those stages. Like they're just such deep reflection of ourselves,
mhm,
which is super insightful. And I perceive that as like such a gift. Like I know for me, I've looked like at other people in my life, and seen my own reflection within like if they were behaving in a certain way, it's like, oh yeah, I behave like that too, or yeah, I've reacted or I've responded in the same way or similar ways,
Mm-hmm.
and I can recognize that. But to have it to be like your 24/7 being who relies on you, and specifically me, like relies on me 100%,
Mm-hmm.
it's just like an even deeper reflection.
Yeah. It's also the what comes to mind is that idea of like traditionally parents perceive themselves to be the one who's going to guide and or teach and mold and shape this little being into the person that they will be. And a lot of the time it's kind of the other way around. It's kind of like, no, they're here to teach you some things, to mold you into the person that you're going to be, just the same.
It's like a two-way street.
Yeah,
Like,
you're both teaching each other things. You're both guiding
yeah.
each other into this direction of
Evolving.
growth. Yeah.
What do you think has been like the biggest um, lesson learned for you as a father?
Um, there's so many, but I guess like really, really appreciating having immense gratitude for her holding my hand,
Mm-hmm.
or like while we're pushing her in a cart, or sitting here on the couch and she comes over and plops herself down and leans on dad, and it's like, yeah, I'm here for
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Like I'm her rock,
Mm-hmm.
and that's really cool to have someone that fully depends on you, and that you get to support.
Show up for.
Yeah.
Yeah. I resonate with showing up for. It's like, especially when she was a newborn, it was such an um, extraordinary experience because we had went through 3 days of birth essentially and had a huge rebirth and death of self.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I'm healing while simultaneously caring for her.
Yeah.
Right? Like everything that she needs right now, I am right there to give it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like I show up, show up,
Mm-hmm.
show up again and again and again. It didn't matter if it was the middle of the night. It didn't matter if it was early in the morning. It didn't matter if I had slept or not. Show up anyways.
Yeah.
Because she depends on you. She doesn't know anything else.
And even if you're frustrated,
just show up.
Yeah.
Take some breaths. It's okay to pause.
Mm-hmm.
But continue showing up. That was really difficult for me. Not to show up, but difficult to really be there 100%, 100% of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Even when I was tired, I was like, oh, I really want to sleep, but you need to nurse.
Mm-hmm.
And being okay with like, yeah, I signed up for that. I decided to have a baby.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, I have 100% of the responsibility to provide and care for her and nurture her.
Yeah. And then in a similar way, like for me, initially it's like, yeah, now I get to show up for you even more.
Hmm. Yeah, you really supported the both of us a lot deeply.
Hmm. Like that's throwing a frozen pizza in the oven at 4
4 a.m.
a.m. the night that she was born,
Yeah.
and realizing I should have put 2 in there. Or
Cleaning the whole house
cleaning the whole house. What was it, like the next day?
2 days after, yeah.
And then it was probably like a week or two in. I remember you were just exhausted,
Hmm.
and we had the salt lamp on,
Hmm.
and she just was not
Settling.
resting,
Yeah.
settling. And I just walked around the room and rocked her,
Yeah.
and she gradually settled and
Hmm.
brought it to you,
Yeah.
and like worked through some frustration
Yeah.
as I did that. Like, I'm tired too. I
Yeah.
want to go to sleep.
Yeah.
It's like 12:30 in the morning,
Hmm.
and
What an emotional roller coaster it really is.
yeah,
And now it's like I'm so glad that instead of being instead of choosing to be caught up in the frustration, I know that we both like worked through it and conversated about it and just laid it out on the table and be like, you know what? And logically, it might not make sense that I'm frustrated right now, but emotionally, I'm feeling frustrated. So instead of pushing that away, I just want to air it out and see why am I frustrated?
yeah,
Because I don't want to be frustrated and I don't want the frustration to pool up and bubble over. And now I'm reacting to a
hmm,
baby.
hmm. Who picks up every single
Everything
cue?
that I'm like was, you know,
Yeah,
communicating with her because we're communicating the whole time.
yeah,
Something I found actually with communication, something I have found so incredibly insightful. It's like, yeah, she communicates. And she's communicated right from the start.
hmm,
You know, she communicated when she was hungry, she communicated when she was tired, when she had to birth, like
hmm,
when she had to poop, like she said it in her body language, even though it was so small.
hmm,
Like her movement was so small, and also like the tone of her voice.
hmm,
So tuning into that
hmm.
allowed gave me the tool to navigate it. Right, like she was crying for a reason.
Yeah,
Let me solve for the reason that she's crying.
right.
And now it's like, do you need a diaper change? No. Okay. Did
Even though
even
I can see that her diaper has a blue line in it,
yeah, yeah.
she's like, no,
No.
I'm not ready for that
No.
yet.
And then 2 minutes later, do you need a diaper change? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
And then she'll like scratch at her diaper. Yeah.
yeah. Or just pull it off.
Yeah. That's too. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, it's fascinating.
yeah.
Um, I really love that.
Hmm. And like, she'll start throwing her food off of her
She's all done.
plate.
She
It's
ate.
like, hey, you all done?
Yeah, it's really been a huge gift to have her.
Yeah.
Um, and also like it set us on the path to get ourselves stable, get situated.
Lit a fire under my
But
butt.
uh, I remember when I told you that I was pregnant, you were just like, what? Like, you just like, we're so excited, and like you called somebody and you're like, I'm gonna be a dad. And you already had two kids.
Who did I call?
Um, Jacob. Called Jacob.
I called Jacob.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
You're so excited.
Yeah. Well,
Mm-hmm.
what's the biggest lesson you've learned in becoming a mom?
Patience.
Yeah.
And it's really funny because I tell Alexandria, have patience.
Give yourself
Give yourself
patience.
patience. And I remember when I started saying that to her, it was also like telling myself, have patience.
Mm-hmm.
Give yourself patience. You might want to do the dishes right now, just like an example.
Yeah.
But have patience. They will get done.
Mm.
The dishes are not going to stay dirty forever,
Mm.
you know? So let them be, do what you're doing now. And when it's time to do those dishes, then you do the dishes. That, and it was like learning who I am as a mother, because you do change. I noticed it like right from being pregnant was like, yes, and for me it was like a social setting. It shifted.
Yeah.
Yeah. My thought process was different.
Yeah.
My responsibilities were different. I no longer only required to think about me. Obviously, like we would think about each other, and I would always factor like you into my decisions.
Mm-hmm.
However, it was different with a baby.
Mm-hmm.
Because she has her own requirements. I noticed like who I wanted to be around shifted as well, because I wanted to be around other mothers who were going through it, and who were stages ahead of me.
Yeah.
And I learned a lot by surrounding myself with other mothers who had one baby or two babies or three or four
or six,
and it was like, wow, like, yeah, it gets chaotic.
Yeah.
And like,
but that's not a bad thing.
No, it's not.
It's just
it's a lie.
chaos.
Yeah.
Havoc.
Yeah, I remember going over to people's places and they'd have multiple kids, and it's just be like, yeah, this is what my future is gonna look like at some point, and I'm so excited for that.
Yeah.
Because this tells me that there's life here.
Right.
So patience has been a huge lesson to develop, and like patience is a virtue. Mm-hmm. I've heard it be said. Mm-hmm. And that could go whether it's something I want to do, or even just like sitting there and nursing for 30 minutes and just sitting there and making eye contact with her and like stroking her head, talking to her. And not so much anymore, because she doesn't breastfeed as much as she did when she started, but like eat, when she's a newborn, she'd eat every other hour.
And for
a while. Right? I just lay on the couch and she'd nurse on me. Or flip her over and flip her on the other side and nurse. I'm going to Superstore and I'm carrying her around, and she starts making her crying sound. And it's like, well, we're nursing and then check out, because I'm not gonna make her wait 10 more minutes until we get to the car. She doesn't understand that it's gonna be 10 more minutes till we get to the car.
Right.
All she understands is I'm hungry. Yeah.
10 minutes.
No. It's like, I'm hungry now. I'm telling you, I'm hungry now. Yeah. Let's go.
And then now it's like she'll nurse for 10 seconds and then roll around and crawl over here and say hi to dad and pat him on the nose and then go back. And it's really fun. It's like I've heard people say, like, once you have a kid, everything gets sweeter. And it's true. It's just like, come home and there's a bunch of toys over there and a handmade little quilt and a handmade little quiet book, and it's just like, some Dr. Seuss books now.
What was something that you didn't expect to encounter? with becoming a dad?
This is actually something that I was talking to a coworker about the other day, of like how much my perspective on life has shifted since I've become a dad.
Mm-hmm.
And the ideas that I used to agree with friends on, I just absolutely do not agree with anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And like the ideas that I had as a 14-year-old, you know, and thought that my parents were silly or old fashioned for believing that. It's like, no, they they knew some truth.
Mm-hmm.
They
Well, they were living in their truth
right,
in the time, right?
right. And what was your question? Challenges?
Mm-hmm. Unexpected.
Unexpected challenges? I mean, going to work in Duluth
Mm-hmm.
and sleeping in a tent for a couple months, and then sleeping in the basement of the office for a few more before I could get an apartment. That was kind of like, I expected to have gotten that sooner.
Yeah.
And yet, even still, it was like, from other people's perspective, it was like, wow, you guys have come a long way in a really short time. And I'm like, it didn't feel like a short time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the last 2 years have felt like 10.
Yeah.
It's like I don't even realize that I was 22 4 years ago.
Yeah. Almost 5 years
Almost
ago.
5 years ago.
Yeah.
It's like I had so much of my identity wrapped up in completely different things when I was 22.
Mm-hmm.
It's an entirely different person.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, like,
Yeah, being away from us was
yeah, that's hard.
unexpected. Yeah.
That's hard. And it got easier, but then we realized it was just because we got numb to it.
Yeah, you built that callus.
Yeah.
Yeah, I figured out how to care for her on my own.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you were home, like you're just like happy to be together
Mm-hmm.
and trying to soak up all the time that we could.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Something I've appreciated with us is that we shifted our lifestyle into being more comfortable, which was just bringing us to like ground level from being below ground and just really surviving. Like we got out of that
Yeah.
survival mode, and what feels like could take a breath.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but then we didn't completely change. How would I put it? Actually, um, we adopted that our baby comes into our life. So we still continue to go out and visit with people. We still continue to go on long hikes. We still continue to, we went swimming sometimes.
Yeah.
Um, we still traveled. Like our life didn't stop.
Right.
She like was an addition to.
Yeah, it's just, it shifted.
Mm-hmm.
There's more factors.
Diaper bags,
Right.
wipes.
Right.
um,
There's more things to remember. It's like I I was talking to a coworker about, and he's new, and how his perception of working with a guy who's 35 versus a guy who's 19, and they both can install doors pretty well, but seeing how they go about doing it is completely different. The 35-year-old measures the opening, checks everything, goes through the boxes, makes sure everything is there, double checks, talks to somebody about the exact process of what we're going to do. The 19-year-old just starts cutting open boxes and putting things together. He has no foresight because he hasn't experienced it enough times where it didn't work out. It didn't go to plan. And now the entire day is kind of like hanging on by a thread because you didn't think about it ahead of time.
I guess you were like now being parents, like you gotta think ahead a little bit more.
Yeah.
You gotta think ahead. Whether that's, oh, she's gonna nap in an hour, so if I want to go to the store, let me go to the store now so that when I get back, it's going to be nap time. And then, maybe we both can nap.
Or when we're going to go to town one day, we're going to make sure that we leave as she is going to be going for her second, or for her first nap.
Yeah.
So that it's a little smoother. We can actually talk to each other on the drive and hang out, and she will nap and be a little smoother of a day.
It's also got having a mom and being a parent alongside you has really grown my gratitude for those who have done it already, whether that's like grandparents or parents who have older children. And I really felt that after I had birth, because it's like I had my grandma would tell me, like, your parents are your parents, and it's like, yeah, that's so true. But then becoming a parent's like, yeah, they still showed up. I was still birthed and going through that's like, yeah, oh my goodness, thank you, mom, because you birthed me, and now that I have an understanding of what that's like, it's not a, I guess the words that come up is like, it's not an easy task. However, I don't feel like it is a task.
Right.
Just the language I have for it at the moment. But it just brought so much gratitude for all women who carried babies and then birthed them and then cared for them afterwards.
Yeah.
And everybody shows up differently, and everybody, processes things differently, and everybody has their struggles and challenges, but they still showed up.
That's actually something I've been thinking about recently. With, like, I've heard my dad say something along the lines of, like, son, I wiped your butt when you were a baby.
Yeah.
Have a little appreciation. And so then now that I'm wiping my baby's butt, it's like it clicks finally. I'm like, yeah, thank you, man. Whatever, strife or issues we've had throughout the years, it's like, no, but he still showed up. He was still my dad.
Still is.
He still is my dad.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there is a much deeper appreciation for those who have come before us.
Yeah. Also, babies are such bundles of joy. They bring a lot of joy to your life. It's always good to have a baby.
Yeah.
It's always good news.
Yeah, and even like wiping your baby's butt isn't that big of a deal. Maybe a little bit more is like mom's having a nap, dad went to grab a snack, baby decided to pull off her diaper and poop all over the floor, and now I get to clean it up.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
ah! Yeah. Yeah.
uh,
Yeah. Appreciation does grow.
mhm.
Appreciate your parents.
Yeah, they've gone through and done a whole lot more for you than you'll probably ever realize until you have your own kids.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And the amount of people that just supported us before we had her
Mm-hmm.
and then after we had her, like people would just show up and they'd drop off food and drop off baby clothes, and our neighbor always gives me diapers
Yeah,
when her kid's no longer with them.
yeah.
And it's like those little things that actually make a huge difference.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like we're very lucky to have had such a generous community to be around,
Mm-hmm.
and still feel the support. Although like currently we're not there, I know like in my heart that those people still support us,
Yeah,
and that was very kind and loving
yeah.
and heartfelt. I remember like having her baby shower. Like I know you weren't there because there was like no boys allowed, no men allowed.
Yeah.
Um, I opened it up with just saying thank you to all the women that came, um, because I appreciated that they made the effort to come out. And some of them came from town, and some of them were locals, and then some of them were moms with a bunch of kids. And I'm like, I have one baby, and getting out the door is a task. You know, I currently I cannot properly imagine and or understand what it's like to get out the door with two or three or four,
Right.
or some of them were still pregnant. Like I because I have yet to experience, the imagination is not complete.
Yeah.
And so I
Right.
had a lot of gratitude, like thank you for coming out.
Yeah.
I genuinely appreciate you showing up here today.
Mm-hmm.
And I made sure, actually there's a few people I didn't get photos with. However, I asked that everybody have a photo with me and Alexandria for her baby book, but also as like so I could write a thank you card
Yeah.
to coming out. It's coming out. And that just meant a lot. I had
Mm-hmm.
friends come out and
Yeah. That's right.
yeah, and give her gifts.
Mm-hmm.
Aunts come out.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, Mom made her a big quilt, and those quilts look gorgeous
Mm-hmm. And heavy.
and heavy. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And everybody who had like their own methods of parenting would just be like, oh, this is what I do.
Mm.
And obviously, it's a suggestion, and I can use that suggestion, or I could not use that suggestion, but it was still like, thank you for sharing. I enjoyed going to playgroup a lot because it was like, yeah, she does this too. How's your postpartum going? How's your healing doing?
Mm.
What are you facing right now? Actually, something I wanted to bring up, when I was thinking about doing this tonight with you, was there's a photo that you took, and she was like just a few days old. I don't even think she was a full week yet.
Mm-hmm.
And we're sitting on that single bed out in the living room. I'm just like looking outwards, and she's nursing on me. And I have gone back to that photo many times because I remember exactly what I was sitting there thinking about.
Oh.
And I was reliving the last 5 minutes of that birth.
Mm.
And I could hear the echoes of my screams
Yeah.
playing in my head.
Yeah.
And I was really processing what that was like for me. Because I didn't have any genuine expectations about what birth was or it could be, knowing that it is unexpected.
Yeah.
I trusted my body. I knew I could do it. I knew that my baby was coming. And I had been waiting for the process to happen.
Yeah.
I just didn't plan anything, obviously, because when you make a plan and God laughs, right? Like, um,
Yes. How
no,
many plans have
yeah,
you?
right. But yeah, there's a photo where I'm just like staring at, and I'm just deeply processing like the, what do we call it, blood curdling screams that were just like coming out of me. And I'm so grateful that I had a space that I could express that. And my expression was welcomed. And it wasn't met with fear or urgency or an emergency. It was like, yeah, let it out.
Yeah.
You're birthing a child right now. And obviously, my birth in those moments hurt.
And your auntie was like, don't hold it in.
Don't hold
Let
it in.
it out.
Let it out. Yeah.
Not in your face.
I remember like staring her right in the eyes and she's like, not in your face. And that's the only thing that she advised me to do in that whole process.
Yeah.
Everything else, she was like,
Yeah.
I communicated it. I told her how I wanted to be. I told you how I wanted to be. She helped me breathe and gave me a pattern to follow.
And she would like chime in with, well, when I had,
this was my birth experience, and it's like, okay, she could pinpoint like, oh, you're going through a transition. I'm like, oh,
that's normal.
This is a transition. My hormones are coming in, so I'm feeling tired and nauseous.
Right.
Okay, that I didn't know that. I didn't know that was a thing. I also didn't consume a lot of birth material because I left my mind blank so that other people's birthing energies weren't mixed in with mine.
Right.
Right. Which is why I was really specific, like who was allowed in the house.
Yeah.
Who was allowed around me.
You also didn't go into it with any expectations of like, no, this is supposed to happen, this is supposed to happen, this is supposed to happen. It was just like, yeah, this is birth.
Yeah. Let me experience it.
Yeah. Right? And it was wild.
Yeah.
Literally and figuratively.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like.
Yeah, I love that I was able to decide to go completely outside of the medical system and choose, prior to being pregnant and then being pregnant, of I completely wholeheartedly trust in the nature of my body. I know that it is designed in a way to carry a child, to conceive a child, carry a child, and birth a child, and then be able to nourish the child. Like, I truly believe that is a fundamental in a woman's body.
Yeah. Well, it's backed by the entirety of human
race
existence, and it's only in the last couple hundred years that
it's not been
widely known and understood.
I also like that you supported me through that.
Yeah.
That when I told you that's how I was choosing to go about my pregnancy and birth that way, you didn't push me back. You didn't try and convince me any other way. You're like, yeah, that's how we're going to do it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when I was 23, I had already seen like these ladies down in South America that ran these natural birthing clinics where they had, these ropes to hang from, or this certain ancient wooden, chair to sit on or
The
like
birthing chair.
yeah.
I didn't know you knew that.
Yeah, and so I was like, yeah, that makes complete sense.
Yeah.
I want my kid to be born like that.
Yeah, not on a chair though.
No. Maybe it wasn't a chair, but it was
No,
a
no, no. That
special.
is a thing.
Is it?
It is a thing. Yes,
Oh,
that is a thing. Yeah.
well, it was just the idea of like born naturally,
Mm-hmm.
like just some um,
You got it.
well, I was gonna say like older woman, but then I had the thought like crone, but I'm like, ooh, that's an archetype, and some people might consider it to be a rude thing.
Yeah.
But um,
A wise lady.
a wise lady with experience that is not going to freak out and get anxious and bring other energy in
Mm-hmm.
and just be a peaceful, supporting presence.
Yeah. Auntie was that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was so interesting. Coming up to the birth, I had a lot of people speaking to me and advised me to have somebody to support you and I
Mm-hmm.
through the birthing process. And I remember I reached out to my aunties. I was like, not I imagined that this birth is going to go really safely, and that I will be okay.
Yeah.
However, in the case that I do want somebody there, somebody outside of you there, can you be there for me?
Right.
And they're like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And one of my other aunts was like, I saw her. I was like, don't you like have any like advice that you could give me? And she like anything I could just be like eating or whatever. She listed me some things, but she's like, you got this.
Yeah.
You got
I
this.
remember specifically her saying, "We've been doing this for thousands of years. You've got this."
You got this. And she like gave me a hug and she kissed me in the cheek, and that just meant so much.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, thanks. I do got this. However, when it came to it, I was like 24 hours in,
Mm-hmm.
and I had no idea where I was, like physically in the process, and I was really struggling. I remember like I had a huge emotional breakdown, like I was just like crying because I was in a lot of pain as I was expanding. Not long after that, I was like, I'm ready for my auntie to be here.
Yeah.
Just so I could talk to her.
Yeah.
And like within like 10 minutes, like the whole energy of our house changed.
Mm-hmm.
The calmness was welcomed in, and we were like laughing again and just like chuckling, and eventually we had country music playing. And, I loved it.
Trucker speed.
I was like jamming and like just singing me more cowboy than you.
Were we listening to that song already?
Yes. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And now Alexandria is like
Me. That was so good. Yeah.
I thought I had just filled up one of these and brought it over here.
I don't know.
Ah.
You had.
I did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Parenthood. What an initiation. I did not long after she was born. I was like, I don't know if I want to have another one.
Right.
It's a lot. And now I'm like, yeah, I'm it. Our twins are coming sometime. I promise by it. I'm speaking it into the world.
Yeah.
But who knows? Yeah.
So, any other thoughts?
A Bitcoin for my thoughts.
A Bitcoin for your thoughts? Price has gone down, so you don't have to give me as much as it was worth.
Only that I feel very blessed to be her mom, and so deeply honored
Yeah,
to have had the experience of her.
and the continued experience
can,
of her.
yeah,
She has 5 teeth now.
I know. And like, she's taught me so much. She's taught me to stand my ground. She's taught me to hold myself accountable, and an even deeper layer of honesty. You know, if I am in a bad mood or I'm just feeling an emotion and, you know, I use a certain tone of voice, I check in with myself. And whether that was towards you or towards her, I still hold myself accountable and apologize to all parties.
Yeah.
And like, humble myself. Like, just because it's a baby doesn't mean it doesn't deserve respect.
Right.
So it's like, I'm sorry that, you know, I was frustrated, and rather than regulating myself, I lashed out. And it could be small ways, and it could be, you know, big ways. Personally, I feel that my threshold of frustration, my understanding of frustration has shifted, because when I notice that I'm getting frustrated, I associate it with like, okay, I'm meeting a new threshold. Let me understand what this threshold is, and I use it as a positive way, because I'm like, okay, now that I've reached my level of frustration. Like when it was sleep deprivation, it was like, okay, I've met this new level of having no sleep. I know that I can get through this. I can be frustrated, but the next time that I reach that level, let's say I didn't get any sleep in like 3 days, I have a higher level of frustration. So it's like, now it's going to require
higher threshold.
Yeah, it requires 4 days for me of no sleep before I get frustrated. You know, I've met frustration with like, okay, it's good that I've found a breaking point, because once I break it, it's going to get stronger and it's going to get higher.
Right.
So personally, I feel that I haven't had any big lash outs, which I'm also grateful for. And you know, life is so full of surprises that I might say that right now, and then, you know, go through a whole turmoil and a whole calluses of self-development, and I'm, you know, maybe in a few months, or I might be saying differently. You just don't know until you go through it.
I don't think you will.
Thanks.
Your track record with her is pretty positive, and has been complimented by many and appreciated. And I appreciate how you speak with her. Thanks. I notice it.
Chatting her up today. I love asking her questions now.
I find it so funny when you ask her like the question when we were testing the video earlier. You're like, so Alexandria, what is it like being in your
first year on
Earth as a flesh suit on a flying space rock?
I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I really enjoy it. And it comes with its struggles, obviously. It comes with its positives. I don't think I had expected to have children so young though.
Oh yeah.
Because sometimes I remind myself that I'm only 23, and I'm like, I'm only 23. Wow.
Yeah.
And, when you're a teenager or late teen, you're like, oh, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that and I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna go to college
And
and
have all these accomplishments.
not even just accomplishments, but like by 22, I'm gonna reach this very specific goal. I'm gonna graduate college because back when I was like 14, I was like, I'm gonna go to university for kinesiology, and then I'm gonna go into med school, and then I'm gonna go into, I forget what it's called, but like post med, and then I'm gonna get into the healthcare system, which is like, think about that. 14-year-old Phoebe wanted to be in the healthcare system, and 22-year-old Phoebe's like, I'm not touching that.
Yeah.
Like, I'm so far out of that.
Yeah.
Just, whoa.
Well, you...
I woke up.
Smacked your head on
Yeah,
the ice snowboarding. And...
that concussion was the best thing that ever happened for me.
Yeah.
I really appreciate that. A lot of appreciation. But yeah, just reminding myself that I'm only 23. There's so much more life to live, or not. Like, you can die the next day. Like, so remember that too.
That has been a thought that we both shared with each other recently of like, yeah, I have like one of the most dangerous jobs in the trades, besides like underwater welding.
I don't know. I feel that there are
or working on the pipelines, maybe.
I would say that
rig.
The work that you do has a lot of high risk.
It does.
I wouldn't categorize. I wouldn't make the statement that it is one of the high. Only because I'm not entirely
the highest risk of death.
Okay.
But mutilation for sure. Like the amount of men that I've known that have lost fingers or had their arms wrapped up in springs, or the stories that I've heard, is a lot more than carpenters that I've known that have like
slices them off with a saw.
Right. But maybe the number is even. I don't know.
I'm not aware of the statistics.
It's a risky job nonetheless. But it's just like, yeah, I'm like looking into the sun right now. Like I was winding springs on that door, 14 by 14, full vertical, and the springs are 6 feet long and 6 inches, and I'm up on a ladder with this winder, and they're duplexes, so there's a spring inside of another, and it's so heavy that I can't even hold it, because normally I'd let that rest on the bars on the lift, but I'm on a ladder. So I'm like, all right, well, I'll rest this against the wall, but then I've got to like reach over and shift it as it needs to expand, and I'm like holding the drill, and the spring is right here. Just like, This is fun.
So much fun.
There are no tangents. But recently we both expressed the thought of like, oh yeah, I could just like die in a car crash.
Yeah.
Came up.
Yeah.
The other day. It's like, yeah.
there are multiple dimensions that are running at the same time, and in one of those dimensions that possibly could have happened. Or just not living in that one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Hmm.
Yeah, in this dimension, I live until 120. Or not, maybe that's a different one.
So, what's your truth with being a parent?
Is this going to be the poignant question at the end of every?
Who knows?
Yeah, I guess. My truth with being a parent, being a father, is that if you prioritize showing up for yourself first before anyone else wakes up, before anyone else thinks about it, then that gives you the opportunity to show up for them even better.
Yeah. I hear that. Thanks for showing up.
Thanks for being the person that I get to show up for.
You're welcome.
And creating the person, another person I get to show up for. Yeah.
My biggest truth is becoming a mom.
Sorry, what's your biggest truth
Oh,
with becoming a mom?
Why, thank you for asking, James Jordan. You're so kind. My biggest truth is that you have so much more to give. There is always more to give. So give more. And you will receive more.
I like that.
Yeah, me too. Anyways, thanks for staying up with me, chatting about life as per usual.
Yeah. Podcast recorded.
We'll figure out an outro and an intro.
Or not.
Or not.